A guy parks his 2013 Toyota Camry at the far end of the employee lot every morning. The hubcaps are scratched. His coworkers assume he's struggling. Then there's his manager, pulling up in a leased BMW X5, heated leather, 22-inch rims, the absolute image of success. Here's the thing. You can't actually tell either of their net worth from the parking lot. That's what this video is really about. My name is Yared. Let's talk about the visibility tax, not as an absolute fact, but as a pattern worth understanding. A job looks like a simple trade, your time for their money, but your monthly overhead changes the terms entirely. Think about it. When you're carrying a big car payment and a mortgage that eats half your paycheck, you have less room to say no, less room to negotiate, less room to walk away. That's not a conspiracy, that's just math. High fixed costs mean less leverage, whoever you're negotiating with. There's a term for this, Henry. High earner, not rich yet. Someone who earns well, but spends almost all of it, so the income never actually turns into freedom.
So why is the boring choice so incredibly hard? Not because people are irrational. Status signaling is a real, documented social force. Some spending is fundamentally about telling other people something about yourself. That's not a character flaw, it's a trade-off. And every single dollar spent on signaling is a dollar that isn't compounding. Let's talk about signaling in detail. Over 100 years ago, economist Thorstein Veblen coined a term, conspicuous consumption, spending to show status, not to get actual utility. A $50,000 watch tells time the exact same way as a $50 one. The extra money buys a signal. That part is well documented. Here's what isn't. The idea that looking wealthy makes you a target for scammers or thieves. It sounds plausible, but I can't back it with real data. So take it as an interesting guess, not a fact. Now, the research. In The Millionaire Next Door, Thomas Stanley and William Danko found something surprising. A lot of self-made millionaires drive ordinary, moderately priced cars. Not what you'd expect. But here's the honest part. That's a pattern in their data, not an absolute rule. Plenty of wealthy people do drive expensive cars, and plenty of people with expensive cars are completely underwater in debt. A car tells you about someone's choices, not reliably about their bank account. Now the math. This part holds up, with one caveat. It assumes steady returns, and real markets don't give you that. Two people, both earn $100,000 a year. One leases a $65,000 truck. Payment, insurance, fuel, about $1,200 a month. Over 5 years, that's $72,000. The truck is worth about $25,000 at the end. The other drives a paid-off, boring sedan. Costs about $200 a month. He invests the difference, roughly $1,000 a month, in a simple index fund, using a long-run historical average of about 10% a year before taxes and inflation. That grows to somewhere in the low 7 figures by age 55. That's a real meaningful gap, but it's a projection, not a promise. Markets go up and down, inflation eats into it, taxes take a cut. The honest takeaway is that the gap is large, not that you'll have exactly $2.1 million. There's also a smaller practical upside to the boring choice. Looking price-sensitive can occasionally help you in a negotiation with a mechanic, a contractor, a dealer. It's a modest edge, not a universal life hack. So what do you actually do with this information? First, know your real numbers, not what your car says about you, what your savings rate actually is. Second, run the true cost of any big purchase, payment, insurance, fuel, maintenance. Weigh that against what that money could do invested instead. Decide with numbers, not vibes.
Third, let your savings rise with your income, at least partly. Don't let lifestyle eat every single raise. Fourth, don't assume you know someone's finances from what they drive. You usually don't. Neither does anyone judging you. None of this means living like a monk or performing frugality for its own sake. It means making spending decisions with clear eyes about what they cost you in future flexibility, and staying skeptical of both stories, the flashy spender who's actually broke and the beat-up Camry buy who's secretly a millionaire. Both are just stories. The math is what's actually useful.